Hello guys, welcome back with me, David Setiabudi, and today we are going to continue our project, which is Great Spaceship Game, which is created using Scratch Desktop. This is part 3. This one now is an overview. You see, at the first part, we are learning to create the background animation. We create the spaceship to move left, right, up and down. Okay? And then at the second part, we learn to shoot like this. And also at the second part, we learn how to make the shootings becomes it needs a rapid spacebar press, not just by one press and all of the bullets keep coming. Okay, it's not auto, so you need to press a lot. Now what we are going to learn in this part 3 is boom. Yes, we are going to create the enemy, and when the laser ball, this one, reaches the enemy, it will boom. Nice. Now let's try to see this overview. Okay, you see we are going to put a costume later on. Costume. Okay, Alien 1 as the actor, and then 2, 3, 4. This one plays when the alien's still alive. Okay, of course there is a variable of enemy live or dead. Enemy is alive or dead. I don't put is here because this one is a variable. I just shorten it up. Okay, enemy live and dead. Enemy live dead. Now there's also enemy animation, and this is the 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. This one, okay, it's the animation when the alien is dead. You see, it's dead. When it's alive, the animation just goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, without playing 5 until 11. When the alien is blowing up until 11, it won't go back to 1. Instead, this one, the alien is disappear. Okay? And also, there's the sound of and for the code, later on, you can see this one. This is the timer for enemy animation. And this one is when the enemy is alive. So it switched costume to alien number 1. This is costume number 1, alien DV1. And when the enemy is dead and the costume is the explosion 7, is the last explosion, it's going to be hidden. Okay, it doesn't going back to the alien DV1 or costume number 1. And this one is the script for when the enemy is touching the laser ball, the enemy live and dead changes the stages to dead. This one is changing, and then there's explosion, and then broadcast the laser ball gone. Okay, so when broadcasting the laser ball gone, the laser ball here, you see, it's receiving the message. When I receive the laser ball gone message, okay, and if it's touching the alien, then delete this clone. You see, previously, if the laser ball is touching the ceiling here on the top, it will delete this clone. Another reason to delete this clone is when it receives the message of laser ball gun. Okay, now guys, we are going to continue our previous project up until this progress. Okay, open up your second saving file, and then we are going to continue up to this project. Yes, one more thing. Actually, when I create the enemy, okay, you see I'm using this 3D Max modeling, okay, and I screen capture this one and put each frame like this rotating into a PNG, so your game will be more fun. Ta-da! Now you see this one is the previous project from part 2. From the beginning, we also need to know that we need to save it right away as tutorial 3. Okay, just save it with your name, not with my name, David Setiabudi here. You can use your name and you can write down Great Spaceship 3, or let's say assignment 3 or what. Now, it is important to save it right away so we don't replace the previous project. Now, in this second part, as you know that we already create this shooting, now we are going to create the enemy, the alien. Now, we don't shoot the good alien, but this one is the invaders, the bad alien. Spaceship, laser ball as a sprite, and then we are going to add another sprite, which is the alien. Ooh. This is the alien spaceship. Click this one, press shift in the keyboard and click. Okay. No, is it right? No. You only need to put one, only the first part. Why? As I have explained to you, the alien need to be just one. Okay, you don't need to put alien 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Instead, you go to the costume, and then the other one is a costume. It's just a costume. Okay, click this one and press shift. See? And then you are also going here, upload the costume for this one, explosion 1 until explosion 7. Open it. There you go. See, this is the kaboom, kaboom, and when it's gone, then it's gone. So now how to create the animation. As you see, this alien is really big. Okay, we need to create the animation first before we resize it. Now, what do we do for making the animation? As you know previously, this one having animation, it has a spaceship timer. So every 0.2 seconds, this spaceship is changing. You see the fire is moving like this. Now the alien also, but it's not having a fire at the back, but it's rotating. So here we are going to go to the alien, and then as a start, as usual, we are going to put when the flag is clicked. Okay, and then we put some blocks of script down there. Okay, we are going to create first is make a variable, but this time, okay, we are going to choose for this sprite only. This variable is for this sprite only, because later on I'm going to create a lot of aliens. But this one is only one, so I'm using this one. You see, spaceship X, spaceship Y, speed, and the other. But this one is for the enemy. Later on, it has a lot of clones, a lot of enemies. So for this sprite only, so later on, each clone has their own variable. Each clone has their own variable. Enemy animation. Okay, so you see, when you choose that one, okay, for this sprite only variable, it will have an extra here, alien db1, okay, colon enemy animation. This one is 0. Okay, now we go to this flag and use this variable, set enemy animation to timer. Hey, you have learned this one, you see, previously set spaceship timer to timer, and then you put the timer, spaceship timer to 2 like this. The next one, guys, we are going to create a variable which is named EnemyLiveDead. Of course, we cannot write like this, it's too long. Enemy is alive or dead. I'm going to shorten this one to become EnemyLiveDead. I'm going to shorten it, and this time we are also using this for this sprite only, because later on the enemy will have its clones. So the next one we are going to set here, when the flag is clicked, the enemy animation is going to be live. Okay, of course they are not born and suddenly dead. They are started as alive. Okay, I will write down here live. And then we are going to set the size, because this one is too big. We are going to set for the looks here and set size to how many percent? Let's say 40%. You see, now it's getting smaller, and you see this one, enemy animation. Wait, this one is not enemy animation, but this one is EnemyLiveDead. Okay, so enemy animation is set to the timer, and then enemy live and dead, okay, it started with alive, and set size to 40%. We don't see the animation here that uses the costume. Okay, so every animation started with forever. So where's the forever? Here it is. We are going to set it with forever. Inside of the forever, as you see in the spaceship, okay, there's a timer, spaceship timer, and changes every 0.2 seconds. It will change the costume, and it normalized to the spaceship timer to timer. It backs to the normal. The normal one is this one, set enemy animation to timer. So I'm going to duplicate this one, set enemy animation to timer, and then we are going to use the same as the aliens, the spaceship. Okay, we are going to use the if what? If the timer is bigger than blah blah. Okay, this one, if the timer is bigger than what, guys? It's bigger than enemy animation. I'm going to set this one as 0.1. Okay, and then it will change costume, not backdrop. Backdrop is for the background. Next costume. Okay, and set the animation normalize to timer. Let's do this. You see? You see it's animated and it goes from 1 until 11. But we want to set this one. If you are alive, don't pretend to be dead. If you are alive, just go for 1, 2, 3, 4 and going back to 1. So we are going to add another if here. So this one is another if. Okay, another if, and I'm going to choose this one because this one is for alive, this one is for the dead one. Okay, there is two if it's alive and else if it's dead. Okay, so now we are going to add this one, an operator. Okay, and we are using this and. We are also using this and. Why do we use this and? It's just not just one. Okay, because this one when it's alive and the costume. This one when it's dead and the costume. So now we are going to make when the enemy is alive, and this one when the enemy is dead. Okay, and what is here is this one, guys, enemy live and dead. Okay, you put it here and then you put it here. When the enemy is live, doing what? When the enemy is dead, doing what? As you see, the costume here is limited to 4. Okay, so the costume number 4 is the last one, and then you return to number 1. So when it's still alive and the costume is in number 4, then go back to number 1. So we are going to put here a costume number 1. Okay, oh, I mean it's, I can say it's bigger than, it's okay, you can put number 5 is equals to number 5, it's also okay, but then I would like to change it to number 4. Okay, when it's bigger than number 4. Okay, costume number is in the looks. Costume number. Okay, if the costume number is bigger than 4, let's say 5, 6 or what, but you are still alive, it's illegal. So you need to switch your costume back to 1. Okay, I'll put it here. So you see, it's not blowing up again. This one is blowing up. When I put this one, hey, you are still alive. Don't pretend to be dead. Don't pretend to blow up. Your costume is already more than 4. Okay, then you are reverted back to costume number 1, which is Alien DV1. Here you can choose the costumes. Okay, now when you are dead, okay, let's skip this one first, okay, for your logic. Now we are going to create another if. We are going to create another if, which is what? When what, guys? When the laser ball touching the enemy. Okay, so the enemy here, and this is the if. So when it's touching means sensing. Okay, sensing something. It's sensing something. It's sensing the laser ball. when it's touching the laser ball, and why did I put this one? Okay, I'll explain to you later on. Okay, when it's touching laser ball and the enemy is still alive, then you can set the enemy live or dead change to be dead. You see? Because when the enemy is already dead and it's touching the laser ball, there is no effect. Okay? But when the enemy is still alive and it's touching the laser ball, it becomes dead. So there's a bridge between the living and the dead. You bridge this one. But before this one got the laser ball, it doesn't change. It's still going back to the living animation. But when it touches the laser ball, it goes here. And it will keep going on down there. Now, I'm going to put this one here. Okay, so you see, let's test it out. You see this one? The variable is live. When it touches the laser ball, dead. It becomes dead. You see? But it keeps coming back like this. So we need to add something. Okay? So when it's set it to dead, you need to, you see, when this frame 1 got the laser ball, it still goes here 2, 3, 4 and then blowing up. What I want is when it's in the frame 1 and it gets the laser ball, it suddenly jumps to the 5. It's not waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. I want in the frame 1, when this alien got the laser ball, it jumps straightly to frame 5. Okay, it jumps to the explosion. So I'm going to add here enemy. The variable is stated dead, and suddenly the looks is changing. It has changing to switch costume to the explosion ones. I'll prove to you it has a different change. See, it suddenly blows. It suddenly blows. But if you remove this one, it takes few seconds. You see? Do you see that one? Do you see the difference, guys? You see? Now, I'm going to put this one here, and then now I'm going to put some sounds to make it more interesting. So you go to the sound and put the sound here up below the sound. Previously you choose from the sound bank. Now we are going to choose from our file. Explosion 8. We go back here and put the sound, start sound explosion. Okay? Now, the next one is, you see the problem here, it keeps coming back. What I want is, after the costume got to the 11, the enemy is gone. The enemy is hidden. So, when the enemy live or dead is dead, okay, and then you need to put this one here, okay, if the costume name, where's the costume name, huh? Costume name, this one, costume number, this one is the costume name, okay, put the costume name here. If the costume name is what? Explosion 7. Explosion 7. You need to type it correctly, not just like this. No. Explosion. Is it like this? No, it's using S. Explosion 7. And then it becomes hidden. It's in the looks. You hide it. Testing. Boom. Now it's gone, guys. But you see, something I need to fix here. You see, when I start to play, hey, where's the enemy? It's stated here alive. Mr. David, my software is error. I don't see the enemy anymore. Of course, the last thing you do is you hide it, so it will hide forever. Now, when the flag is clicked, you need to add this one. Show yourself. Enemy, my enemy, show yourself. You see? Now, boom. But when you start it again, it's showing again. See? The next problem is, you see, the bullet goes through the enemy. Now, you go to the events and then you broadcast a message, okay? And you put it here. After it sounds boom, you broadcast a message here and you write a new message. What message will you deliver? Okay? You will say, please, laser ball gone. Okay, this one is called laser ball gone. And you press OK there. And you play. Hey, the laser ball is not gone. Of course, this one is just a word of command from the alien. The laser broadcast means, broadcast laser ball gone means this alien is saying, hey, laser ball gone. But then the laser ball is only listening to it but not doing it. Now, you need to make the laser ball smarter, not just listening, but then the laser ball do what the laser ball should do. Now, when I receive, it means I here means laser ball. When the laser ball receive the message, laser ball gone. Okay? And here, I'm going to write down if touching, when it's touching the alien, okay, you see, this one is in the laser ball. If it's touching the alien, and then you put delete this clone, okay, it means deleting this laser ball. So when the laser ball receive, hey, laser ball gone from the alien, and it will put an if. Okay, I'll check. If I touch the alien DV1, delete this clone. Okay, I'll check whether it's working. Ooh, it's intense, and yes, I did it. One more thing which is very, very important. Don't forget to save. If you don't do this saving, it's fatal. Okay, save this one. Replace this one. David Setiabudi tutorial 3. You can use your name and you can put the number 3 there. Okay, don't forget to save it every time you finish your work. If you like my channel, this one, please subscribe and press like. Thank you.